Here we go.
Without Lower Merion.
Harriton versus Lower Merion.
This Harriton Rams team, the one word to describe them, patient.
Wow.
That's good. Another three-ball. That is NBA range right there from a senior in high school.
How did he do that?
Unbelievable. Rams cut the lead. Now he nearly loses the ball. Oh my God!
Here's Belcher, zigzagging through the lane, gonna lay it up off the glass. Money!
What a move!
All three of them, man. Count it! Unbelievable.
Good off the back rim and in. Around quickly. Harriton put it in.
Three ball, and it's good!
Every day we feel every day. Belcher comes away with the ball.
Harriton, Lower Merion.
This is the battle to watch out for.
Tensions are high.
Tensions are high indeed. Welcome everyone into the Ferg Dome, what we like to call it here at Harriton High School, as we get set to watch these two inter-district rivals battle it out for their annual varsity basketball game right here on HHS-TV. That's Eli Feldman. He's the Sergeant at Arms here at Harriton High School. I'm Jason Wexler. And joining us all the way over on the far left of your screen, welcome to the broadcast booth, Noah Zeller.
Thank you, thank you.
So, guys, can you believe 388 days ago, Marcus Bradley Lowry sank the game-winning layup to put Harriton up top, the Lower Merion Aces, by a final score of 51-49. But a lot has changed since then. Not only have we seen the rosters change, but due to the current situations in the world right now and for COVID-19 and all that, we are without one of the famous Harriton fan bases, the famous Harriton fan base, the Herd. They are absent today. Eli, how might no Herd affect some of these players here tonight?
Well, like you said, last year with that great win, as soon as it happened, the Herd rushed the court. They were a huge part of that victory for the Rams team. And without them here tonight, as you can see, virtually no fans in attendance, mostly parents, and of course no LM fans. So that absolutely plays a part tonight. I would think that it would hurt the Rams more than it does the Aces, as you know, the home court advantage is not being felt, and it definitely was felt last year. Another motivator for the LM side is the tragic passing of Kobe Bryant.
Absolutely.
About a year ago, and last year they weren't able to secure the W to help secure that legacy. And this year, I'm sure that they are coming out hungry, wanting to prove that they are the same LM team that Kobe left. And it's sure to shake up to be a great matchup here tonight. Going to be a tough one for the Rams, but if they can keep it throughout, then we'll see how this game shakes out. It's sure to be a good one.
Well, there is absolutely no doubt that everything you said is true, and there's no doubt that this rivalry is really intense between these two schools. But Noah, what do the Harriton Rams need to do if they're trying to run it back again for the second straight year?
Yeah, well, if they want to win this game tonight, they got to play physical with high energy on both sides of the ball. In last year's matchup, we saw the Rams take a lot of charges, force a lot of turnovers, and those were the momentum-changing plays that really won them that game. So if we can do that tonight, especially with the Herd not in the building, and energize ourselves, that's really going to put us over the edge and get us the win. And then offensively, same thing. Got to play physical. Got to get in the paint, draw fouls, get to the line, slow the game down. If we can do that, I think we give ourselves a good shot to win tonight.
Absolutely. Once again, we are HHS TV, and we will see you for the opening tip right here on Harriton TV. Thank you.
Stick around.
Good evening. On behalf of the administration, faculty, staff, and students, we would like to welcome you to Harriton High School. The Central League and Harriton High School promote good sportsmanship by student athletes, coaches, and spectators. We request that everyone present demonstrate support for the participants and officials in a positive manner. Profanity, derogatory comments, or intimidating actions directed at officials, student athletes, coaches, team representatives, or anyone on site will not be tolerated and are grounds for removal from the Harriton Athletic Facility. Now, if you all would please rise for the playing of the national anthem. And now our starting lineups. First from Lower Merion. A junior, number 0, Jalen Shippen. A senior, number 1, Sam Davison. A sophomore, number 11, Sam Brown. A junior, number 14, Luke Vaughn. And a senior, number 21, Zach Wall. Head coach of the Aces,
Greg Downer, assistant Kevin Gruden, Doug Young, Joe Dempsey, Mike Locks, Adam Miller, Mark Tannenbaum, and Todd Barnes. And now for the Rams. Sophomore, number 0, Reed Belcher. A junior, number 1, Dan Katz. A senior, number 5, Blake Beauvais. A senior, number 11, Nick Masterman. And a senior, number 20, Mike Rinaldi. Head coach of the Rams, Jesse Rappaport. Assistant coaches, Alex Shippen, Idris Ransom, and James Schlechter. Our officials for tonight's game, Paul McShane, Brian Smith, and Aaron Hart-Wetzler.
To the opening tip here of Harriton High School versus Lower Merion High School. The Aces versus the Rams right here on HHS TV. For the tip, we have Mike Rinaldi for the Rams and Demetrius Lilly for the Aces. And it should be a good game, guys. And the Rams, here's the ball. Dan Katz, he kicks to Reed Belcher. Here's Belcher across the logo, trying to direct traffic. Belcher at the top of the key. He's driving and he kicks to number 11 Masterman. And here's top of the key, Belcher. And here is Katz, Masterman. Here's Blake. Working up against Jalen Shippen. And here is the drive up and kick down to Katz. Here's the trifecta. It falls! Pulling up a strong start for the Harriton Rams.
And we expect to see a lot of that from Katz tonight. He is their three-point specialist.
Jalen Shippen kicks. And Lilly up, and that one is good for the Lower Merion Aces.
The Rams there tried a full court press, but it was just not enough for
Reed
the
Belcher
Big
to
Lily.
Katz. Katz at the top of the key. Here is another 3 ball, and it's no good. A rebound here. from number 11, Sam Brown. And he kicks to Jalen Shippen. He's trying to dive, zigzagging his way up, and it's a turnover. There goes Dan Katz. He comes away with it. Reed Belcher down the court, trying to go up, and it is taken down by number 21, Zach Wong. And here's a tip up, and Demetrius Lilly up, tripped up, gets the ball back, and that one falls again. Now it's 4-3. And immediate turnover up, laying up, and no good. Batting down, here's Belcher. He's got it. Working up hard, Masterman. Working up against Lilly. Ball's loose. Lower Merion dives on it. Now they've got possession. Number 11, Sam Brown. That's the wing. He kicks to Lilly. Lilly trying to find an open man. Zigzagging. Here's a three-pointer for Davison. No good. And offensive rebound.
Gets his own board there.
Trying to find, and he's got it. That's Davison, and he draws. There's the foul.
Sloppy start here. Turnovers on both sides of the ball.
And he will shoot two. Jalen Shippen now. No good on the first.
Shippen, a staple for this team. He's a junior guard. He was with the varsity team ever since he was a freshman. So that tells you how important he is to this LM squad.
Good on the second. And to inbound, here's Belcher. Belcher to Katz. Katz holding. Here's Phil Cook. He loses it. And here we go. And here's Lilly up, and he gets it in off.
Full court press is really causing the Rams problems right now. They have turned it over twice.
Katz, he kicks to Blake. Blake up, Masterman, he gets it in on the layup.
Good find there.
And Nick Masterman's now got 4 in the game. And here is Jalen Shippen. He's at the left wing. And
we see the Rams bench trying to create a little energy for their team.
Here's a three, and that one is good for Jalen Shippen. He's now got 4.
This LM full court press has been causing Harriton a few troubles.
That's to Masterman, and knocked down, and they're going to give it. So, and Reed Belcher to inbound. He's the point guard. Belcher, he gets it to Katz. Katz at the right wing. He's working. Here's Belcher driving in. And here's a 3-ball, and no good. Pulled down by Demetrius Lilly. Here's Davison. And here's a 3-pointer, and off the mark. Here is Nick Masterman. And nice move working up. Here's a 3 from the wing. No good. Pulled down by number 11, Sam Brown. Across the court. Here's one at the wing. Lilly under. Up against 3 and no good. Pulled down by Belcher again. Belcher, the sophomore, on varsity last year as a freshman. Here's Belcher. Kicks to the corner. And here is number 20, up and no good, pulled down by Lower Merion.
It was a nice move there by Rinaldi, got past Lilly, and we'll see if they continue to try to get that look for him. It'll be definitely tough going against.
Here's a 3-pointer, and off the mark, pulled down by Belcher.
It's been good to see the Rams offense trying to get into the paint. Although they haven't converted, at least they're trying to get in there.
Belcher trying to zigzag, and here's Masterman, loses the ball. Jalen Shippen across the court. Here's dump off, and that one is good by Sam Davison.
Nice to see Davison get up from that. As we know, last year it was a terrible loss for this team. Tore his ACL. He was out for the whole year. So the fact that he was able to get up from that fall after being fouled is a really encouraging sign.
Absolutely. And we're getting a little bit of the heat coming off early here from this rivalry. Lower Merion up 12-5, shooting 2. That one good. That was Sam Davison. He makes that free throw.
the Rams going with some changes here.
Jaden Morn kicks the Cats. Cats dumps it off, and they're right back to Cats. And at the left wing is Morn. Morn trying to work. He dumps it off to number 14, Luke. Luke. And here is the layup, and that one falls by Belcher. And here's Lower Merion. Number 11, Sam Brown kicks to Demetrius Lilly. Jalen Shippen. Back to Lilly. Here's a 3-ball. That's good. That is Demetrius Lilly for 3, and he's got 6.
Boy, is that tough to defend. I mean, a big man with range that can drive by you. It's very, very hard to guard.
And here, back to Dan Katz. He's worked closely. Up, ball's tipped. Lower Merion gets it. And
the Aces bench also trying to get the energy up
here's
for
the
their
3,
team.
and corner one bangs it in.
Timeout here from Coach Rappaport, first-year coach, and boy, so far, LM has been in the driver's seat. Noah, what are you seeing out of both of these teams?
Well, for the Rams right now, they're having trouble beating the press. They're turning the ball over, and they're not hitting their threes. And the Aces are doing the exact opposite. They're hitting their shots, and they're getting to the line, and that is why the Rams are down 12 this early.
And it looks as though this full-court press has been very, very hard for the Rams team to overcome, turning it over multiple times. What can the Rams do to try to break this in order to get their offense going?
Well, I think Coach called the timeout to talk about what to do to break this press, but the Aces are forcing the Rams to the sidelines, and that forces them to make some errant passes. So just being less sloppy, and whatever Coach draws up here, that should deal with the full court press.
Out of this timeout, the Rams are sticking with mostly bench here.
Number 14 is Jack Stevens.
Jack Stevens. I was on his J-ball team last year.
Is that
Let me
right?
tell you, he can carry a basketball team.
Well, hopefully we get to see him do that tonight for the Rams. Reed Belcher. He's got it. He's working up against Davison. And here's Stevens. Stevens kicks to Sammy. Look at the reverse by Sammy, and no good. Pulled down by Lilly, who then kicks it off to Sam Davison. Across the logo, at the wing.
And I think we see both teams coming out in a zone here.
Trying to rotate around the key, and here's Lilly, and that one loose, picked up. LM with no good off, and it falls, and Harriton able to pull it down. Dan Katz kicks the Reed Belcher. Here's Belcher trying to spin.
Nice to see the Rams be aggressive on that possession, giving the LM Aces their first foul of the game.
Yeah, I talked about it earlier. They have to stay aggressive. That's one of the keys to winning this game. If they can stay aggressive, they're going to be able to cut this lead.
And here's the inbound. That is Big Dan Gospodinov putting one up, and Rams retain.
Quite an interesting matchup. In this high school game, we have Big Dan, 6'10", going against Demetrius Lilly, 6'9", maybe 6'8", and the height there is going to be a fun matchup all night.
Here's Sammy. He kicks to Reed Belcher. Sammy trying to zigzag, orbiting the key. And Sammy again, working his way up against Zach Long. And Belcher. No, and Lilly falls down.
One foul there on Lilly.
That's his first of the day. And that is Sammy who comes out. Dan Katzen. And that's number 5, Phil Cook. Reed Belcher with it. Belcher here's at the corner. And he kicks to Stevens at the top of the key. Stevens back to Belcher, trying to direct traffic. Here's Katz. Katz up, Gospodinov, And he's able to put one in. That's a splash money shot from Dan Gospodinov.
If the Rams can get Big Dan those looks tonight, it will be quite the fun show down low for the Rams.
Jalen Shippen has it. Shippen. He gets it to Sam Brown. Brown, here's a three-pointer, and Gospodinov trying to pull it down, and that is number 5, Phil Cook.
No box out there from the Rams. Coach Rappaport cannot be happy about that.
And he makes his first shot of the day. Here's Katz trying to get a trifecta, no good. And that one, rebound, here we go, off the fast break, and no good on the layup. Belcher pulls it down, hustling down the court, and it's turned over. LM Luke Vaughn.
Davison causing the steal there.
Yep.
It's one of the things that he does really well for this team. A travel. Coach Greg Downer, the same one that coached this Lower Merion team to its state championship in 1996, unhappy with the call there.
Reed Belcher to number 5 Blake.
Another steal for Davison.
Davison. Back to Shippen, number 21. That's Zach Long. And a commanding lead for the Lower Merion Aces, 23-9, as we approach the start of the second quarter right here on HHS TV.
We'll see you then.
Welcome back here on HHS TV for the start of the second quarter. Lower Merion up 23-9. 2 fouls for each team.
So far, it has been a bit of a rough stretch for this Rams team. You know, turning it over a couple times on offense and not being able to stop the LM drive on offense.
And he kicks down low to Demetrius Lilly, and that's number 5, Phil Cook. No good. Here is Sam Davison. He's working out, trying to set the pick. And here's Lilly up, uses the glass, and pulls down by Big Dan. Big Dan kicks to Reed Belcher, trying to orbit, and he gets to Sammy. Sammy at the logo, trying to drive in, spinning. Now here is Jack Stevens. No good. Pulled down by Sam Brown has it. Here's Andrew. And he's tripped up.
We're seeing the Rams struggle to get inside right now, but they're also not hitting their shots on the perimeter.
In comes number 11, Nick Masterman, in for Jack Stevens. And Andrew Cohen has it. He kicks to Sam Davison on the inbound. Sam Davison back to him. Here's one from the corner, and that one falls. Called a trifecta for number 1, Sam Davison. He's got 6.
This zone defense by the Rams has been mostly effective, but again, sometimes can lead to those open threes.
Here's Katz. Katz has it. Kicks to Big Dan. Working up against Demetrius Lilly. Right back to Katz. Katz able to find Masterman. Masterman to Belcher. To Sammy. Trying to dive ahead. Back to Belcher.
The Rams not able to get great looks here. Let's see if Reed can create.
Cats back to Masterman. He's at the wing. Belcher at the wing. Cats in the corner. Big Dan.
Personal foul there on Davison. And it looks like Rinaldi will be coming back. So the Rams are losing about 6 inches of height on that sub.
Yeah, with Big Dan now out and trying to get to Belcher. They're gonna give it right back to Harriton. Sammy on the inbound. Here's
LM being
Masterman.
aggressive on defense.
Orbiting the key. Cats puts him on the ground and
Tough break there for the Rams.
Mike
The first
Rinaldi.
good look for them on offense in a while and called a travel violation.
I said it earlier, they have to capitalize on those inside looks, and it's not great if the travel's called there. It negates the bucket.
Jalen Shippen to Andrew Coyne. At the wing. Now driving down. Working up against Masterman is Andrew. Andrew to Shippen. Here's one, and that one falls. That's Sam Brown, number 11.
And again, a Brown 3 causing Rappaport to call the timeout. Zeller, what did you see from him at that last timeout that they took?
Coach Rappaport is clearly fired up, and rightfully so. The Rams are down 20. They're playing very sloppy. So, you know, he's going to call his timeout here, draw something up again, and see what he can do.
It is quite
Just listen,
silent.
listen to the sound of no herd at Harrison.
Very, very different than last year. Last year, any timeout taken, this place was rocking. And
We're talking like golf announcers in the booth right now.
Slow claps for the golf announcers.
another big change here is last year, this same court, the Harriton Ram girls team played first and won a blowout 20-point victory, which really got the herd rocking even before the guys stepped out on the court. This year, big difference. The Harriton girls are playing over at LM, which is why the guys are back here.
Shippen up and good. He's got 6 on the day. Here's Blake. All the way with a baseball pass. Belcher up against Lilly. A little bit of a mismatch there. And here's one for Belcher. He's got a lot of space. There's a drain trifecta for Reed Belcher. He's got 4. And here's another one from all the way from the parking lot. It falls.
What you're seeing right now is a motivated Lower Merion team. I don't think they took a liking to that loss last season. They're coming out firing right now.
Cat's able to pull down the loose ball. Here's Blake off the glass.
Tough miss there. Pretty good look from the elbow.
Sam Brown. Kick right back to Sam Brown. Trying to orbit the key. Lilly. Oh, good. Pulled down by number 20, Mike Rinaldi. Here's Belcher with it. Belcher working up against Sam Brown. He kicks to Blake. Blake trying to orbit. Nick Masterman's got it. Right back to Belcher. Trying to surge. Belcher. Here's Blake. Here's a 3-ball. Off the mark. Pulled down by Rinaldi. Rinaldi to Blake. How about that? No good. And that one sails out of bounds. But the Rams,
even when the Rams are getting inside, they're not converting on their looks. Just a really tough start for them to this game.
Good aggression there, though, by the Rams to get the ball back under the basket.
That was a no-look inbound by Reed Belcher. And Lilly able to pull down after the miss. Here's Demetrius Lilly. He kicks the Shippen. Here's one from downtown, and that one off the mark. Called an air ball. In comes big Dan Gospodinov and Jack Stevens in for Nick Masterman.
Rams definitely have to look to get Big Dan involved. We saw earlier he got a nice look inside, but since then he's been very limited.
Coach Greg Downer also making a few changes here, putting back in Sam Davison. Liking the aggression he saw from Davison earlier in the game, wanting to stick with it for his aces.
And that one sails right through the hands of Jack Stevens.
Stevens coming out, you know, a little cold here tonight. His minutes have, you know, in some, out others very quickly. So it'll be interesting to see how quickly they can get into a rhythm.
Sam Davidson. He kicks to Sam Wright. And now Lower Merion's got it. And here's and up, and that one falls. Justin Poles right there off the assist, and give that right back to Harriton. And here comes Sammy in at number 4 to inbound.
Big
Sammy
full court press for these aces.
Sammy kicks to Masterman. Now Sammy trying to surge ahead, up and off the glass. Sammy will go to the line for 2. Sammy. No good on the first.
And Noah, with these Rams struggling to hit their shots on the offensive end, how important is it when they get these chances at the line to make their free throws?
You know, I mentioned it earlier. It's obviously very important for them to hit their free throws, and you know, as we see Sammy goes 0 for 2 there, it's going to hurt them more than it's going to help them when they miss. That's pretty obvious just from the score now.
Needing something to get them back in this game, the LM Aces have triple. Yes, you are hearing that correctly. Triple the Rams' points.
And this is Poles now. Poles kicks 24, that's Sam Wright. Here's Sam Wright working up against Sammy. Sam Wright. And here's one from the wing. Working up there against Stevens, going up aggressive, and that one put it in the direction of the Harriton Rams.
Finally a good defensive possession there. Energy on the bench staying high. Like to see that out of the Rams even when they're down.
Reed Belcher to Jack Stevens, back to Belcher, surging ahead, up, reverse, that one's good. What a shot by Reed Belcher. He's got 6.
Put him in quite the spot there.
Sam Wright's got it. Right, and that one tipped by Sammy, and they're going to give that right to the Rams. Rule that out on number 1, Sam Davidson.
Oh, but they have reversed their decision.
Okay. Sam Davidson's now got it. Here's Sam Wright. Sam Wright at the wing, kicks to number 22, Henry Bard. Here's one, 24 from the court. That's good from the wing. Henry Bard, he's got 3.
I believe that was actually Sam Wright there with the triple.
And here's Sammy. He kicks to Reed, and that one sails out.
Foul there on number 4 for the Aces.
Sammy kicks on the inbound to Reed.
Big Dan's got a huge height advantage over Henry Bard, number 22. Look to get the ball to him right now.
With it is Belcher. Belcher to Sammy, surging. And here's Masterman from the corner, and that one is no good. Pulled down by by the Aces. Number 1, Sam Davidson. Kicks to 24. That's Sam Wright. And now right back to Davidson. Davidson trying to surge, zigzagging. Oh, makes Big Dan miss, and that one falls right in there for Davidson.
Nice move there by
He's got 8.
Davison, really commanding the offense.
Here's Sammy working up against Davidson. And that is Belcher, and he's going to draw.
2 at the line coming up for Reed Belcher. And looks like Nate Johnson will be coming into the game for the first time. Let's see who Coach Rappaport takes out for him.
Good on the first by Belcher.
Before the game, I was talking with Nate, and he was telling me how he had a good practice. So, you know, it's great to see him get in the game. He's keeping the energy high on the bench as well. So,
with Nate and Big Dan down low for
lot of height.
these Rams.
There's
We
Belcher
do
here.
have a lot of height, especially with Demetrius Lilly right now on the bench for the Aces. It will be critical for these Rams to take advantage of the height.
And here we go. That one is Sammy in on the layup. It splashes down.
Less than a minute left here. Let's see if maybe these Rams can go on a little bit of a run, or if the Aces will try to run out the clock here.
At the logo is Davidson. Davidson kicks to Justin Poles. And wide open is Jaden Maureen. He's holding. Up against Belcher. Right back to Maureen. He's going and up and at the wing. Down to the corner and all to travel on Lower Merion.
Call him a rodeo clown because that was a traveling circus.
Oh, that's a good one.
I like that one.
Sammy to inbound. Here's Belcher. Belcher across the logo.
Less than 10 now.
Here we go. Now there's 7 seconds. Here's Big Dan. No good off the rebound, and there it comes. Deep shot. Oh! Away from the parking lot. Wow. That one was shot from another area code. Unbelievable.
Just sums up the first half.
I
for the
believe
Aces.
it does. I mean, everything going right for these Aces. We can see their energy going into the locker room through the roof. Meanwhile, on the other side, the Harriton Rams energy not there at all. And we can see that reflected in the score.
That was unbelievable. And we have just reached halftime for the Lower Merion Aces against the Harriton Rams. Right here on HHS TV. We'll be back for the second half.
Stick around. We'll see you then.
All right, welcome in to our halftime report here in the Ferg Dome at Harriton High School. It has been, well, what's turned into an exciting rivalry game has just quickly shifted into an absolute slugfest. It is 44-18, Lower Merion Aces. Eli, what's been the problem with Harriton so far in this first half? Why haven't we been able to see that replication from last year?
Well, the word of the day, turnovers. Turnovers, turnovers, turnovers. We've seen LM capitalize way too much on their pressing of this Harriton team, and many times we haven't even been able to get it past half court. So we need to focus more on breaking this zone because, as we've seen so far, we just have not been doing that well in the first half, and it's really been bad for this team. They haven't been able to create anything.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. Obviously, you know, looking at the score, it is 44-18. Not the kind of game that the Rams were hoping for. Noah, on the Aces side, they've been in full control of this game. They've just been in the driver's seat. Talk me through it. What's been going through the Aces game plan
They've been dominant, and it starts with that full court press they're running. They forced a lot of turnovers, and they've translated those turnovers into points. And then offensively, it seems like they're making every shot that they take, and you know, Sam Davison with the full court shot there just kind of emulates that. But yeah, on both sides of the ball, they're dominating right now.
Absolutely, and we will. That should wrap it up for our halftime coverage. We will see you for the start of the second half right here on HHS TV. Stick around.
It is Harriton ball to begin play in the third quarter. Harriton ball to begin play in the third quarter.
All right, halftime coverage here. Now concluding, right, ready to start the second half. To inbound, right there is Belcher across the logo. Eli, it has really been a rough game for the Harriton Rams so far. That's a three ball from Dan Katz. That one falls. What exactly do the Rams need to do if they want to come back into this game?
Well, as we saw on offense, you know, they need to get better shots for themselves, and that starts by driving to the basket. By any means necessary, they need to drive, try to create their own shots, maybe kick it out for an open three, maybe try to get fouled and go to the line. But whatever they can do on offense, they need to start willing themselves back into this game, and that starts with driving.
That's Reed Belcher with the turnover. He lays one up.
Oh, and the foul.
You know, Demetrius Lilly keeps pulling his mask down, and you know, safety protocols would advise against that. So you know, just
that's not accepted here in the Ferg Dome.
One bad thing about Demetrius today.
And there's Dan Katz now has it. Hopefully this Rams offense can try to get something up. There's a three ball. That one's good. A commanding three for Blake. He makes his first three of the day. He's got three. Number 11, Sam Brown has it. 44-23, something that very different of last year. You know, last year's third quarter was also very much in command of Lower Merion. The first half, though, in command of Harriton. So it's a very opposite course of events here for LM. He misses the dunk there. That's Demetrius Lilly. Wide open again. He slams it down.
Gets it this time.
You can put that one on a poster, Eli. That was a nice one.
Was a
Took him
nice
2
one.
tries, though.
It did. So really, it should only count for 1 point.
I agree.
Oh, but the block there, that counts as 1 full block. And as we saw before Lilly had the dunk, the Rams bench was trying to, get more energy into the building because, there isn't much here right now. But with the Lilly dunk, the chants have stopped, so hopefully they can get those going again and get a few open shots to get them going.
Nice one, lays it up there. That one does not fall.
Was a nice move, though, by Rinaldi.
Lower Merion has it at the top of the key. He kicks to the wing. And that is number 21, Zach Wong.
Good block there from Masterman.
Now, you mentioned turnovers is definitely one of the main problems here for the Harriton Rams. Hopefully this is something we can see them capitalize on, and maybe they can force a couple of their own against Lower Merion. That's Jalen Shippen. He's got it at the logo. Working up against Katz.
Foul there on 21, Wong.
You know, I've played some pickup with Zach Wong at South Ardmore Park. He plays physical. He plays physical. So
Immediate turnover again. There's your commanding turnover.
Davison with those steals, with the and one.
Sam Davison now has 10 on the day, and he's stepping up for the line to add 1 more.
As we mentioned in the first half, if you didn't join us then, Davison last year was not able to have his junior season, had a torn ACL. So the fact that he was able to get that and one and storm back up was really just an encouraging sign there.
Here's Blake. That one falls for Blake. He's now got 5 on the day. 48-25.
got to score in transition if you want to stay close with these aces.
Here's number 21, Zach Wong. He kicks to it, and that one is good. That's Sam Brown. Call it a basket for him. And Belcher kicks to the top of the key. There's a 3-ball from Blake, and call it a 3. That one is good.
The threes have definitely been falling for the Rams in this second half. An encouraging sign for all phases of the game for this team.
Sam Davison has got it. He's looking at the corner. He's got the corner to Sam Brown. Here's Demetrius Lilly, and that one rolls right off the cylinder.
And good foul there, because without it, likely would have made 2 there. So sending him to the line, testing his foul shot.
I feel like that's the only way you can stop this guy. Send him to the line.
That one's good. Demetrius Lilly now's got 10 on the day.
And Harriton, unfortunately, not running the same promotion as the Sixers. So the Wendy's Frosty freeze out, if we had it, would not apply, as Lilly sinks 2 for 2.
Thanks for the clarification, Eli.
So just in case you were wondering whether a public school was sponsored by Wendy's, let me clear that up for you.
No, they're not.
We are not.
So Eli, I hear that Family Feud is coming to Harriton.
Ho ho ho!
In the form of Ramily Feud. Is that right? Am I
You
hearing that right?
are hearing that correctly. Ramily Feud coming up at Harriton. Going to be Friday, February 26th at 7. It'll be in the auditorium, much like this. It'll be live streamed. We will have that link for you shortly, folks. And it'll be a fun-filled night, filled with a students versus teachers game, hosted one of the rounds by yours truly, along with the other Harriton officers, and really just a fun event, community building, much like today. You know, we want to have the students experience it, even though they can't be here, still be live streamed. So, you know, try to build that sense of community in a very tough year.
definitely a great idea.
Eli, going from basketball to Ramley feud.
You know what?
He's a busy man.
I'm very versatile. I can go into any role.
I mean, he's the sergeant at arms. What do you guys expect? Like, that's a big role here at Harriton. Isn't that right, Eli?
It very much is. You know, a lot of people say the sergeant at arms is like, well, I don't know what. There aren't too many expressions concerning the sergeant at arms of a high school, but if there were one, I would certainly know it.
Well, you're doing a great job, and everyone at the Harriton community has your support, and we're happy to have you hosting Ramley Feud as well as doing the color commentary for this game. And here's one all in the fast break. That one sails right out of bounds past Jalen Shippen. He's got 6 on the day as well. So is it true that's going to be 5 students versus 5 teachers?
It will, in fact, be 5 students against 5 teachers. It will be a fun-filled night. And
yeah. Man, I can't wait. I'm going to hop on that live stream and watch.
Unfortunately, there won't be any commentators.
Well, I mean, if they ever need one.
Of course, we will
here.
be there at the ready. And the blocking foul called there on 11, Sam Brown.
Sam Brown, surprisingly, hasn't done much this game for Lower Merion. Good sign, at least for
Only has
in that aspect.
He only has 2. To inbound is Blake. He kicks to Reed Belcher. Belcher had a nice game last week against Marple Newtown. That one immediately blocked.
Sam Davison once again doing what he does on defense, which is having hands and making sure that he will disrupt the Rams offense.
Here's Reed, trying to orbit around the key. Takes to Blake, trying to surge. Reed at the wing. He's diving, surging ahead. That one off the rim. Picked up there by Demetrius Lilly. Lilly across the logo. Right back to Brown. Here's Lilly. At Brown going up against Sammy. Lilly trying to set a pick, trying to work around it. And loose ball, pulls it down. Here's Shippen. Trying to find it, and there it is, a basket. That one's good by number 21, Zach Long. So, you know, this, of course, this rivalry is a very, very big rivalry of these two schools. We've said that a lot during this broadcast, and both playing LM in basketball and football is something that both these teams look forward to. And, of course, we were right there with the action when this not this Harriton team, but the Harriton Rams came up short against the Lower Merion Aces in a football game. And, you know, last year, especially when we went 2 for 2, of course, if this continues, then it would be 0 for 2 in those 2 sports.
Sending Lilly to the line here. Another chance for the Wendy's Frosty Freeze Out if we had that. So let's see if
we should get that.
He can draw it up. Oh! And we are 1 for 1 so far on the freeze out. If we had the cutouts, I would be waving them. If he misses one more, we would all get free Frosties.
Blake out, Jack Stevens in.
And he missed both! He missed them both! You know what that means, folks.
Frosty freeze outs, boys.
I
don't even know what that is, but
if this were a Sixers game, then everyone here would be getting a small Frosty at Wendy's for free. Again, I feel the need to say that this is not the Sixers, and that would not happen.
So Shippen to Brown. Brown down low to Lilly, going up against Big Dan, trying to reverse it. That one greases the cylinder, and it falls. And that is now 13 on the day for Demetrius Lilly. Here is Reed. Reed kicks to Stevens. Stevens at the wing. Gospadanov open. Corner 3. Off the mark. That's an air ball. Jalen Shippen pulls it down across the logo. Shippen to Brown, who is at the wing. Diving in. Here's one from Sam Davison, and that's a trifecta. He has got 13 on the day. Sam Davidson. He's 2 for 2 from 3-point range.
Very nice there. Rappaport not liking what he's seeing, calling a timeout here. And, you know, a few more of the shots have been dropping for this Harriton team, but, you know, still having a bit of a rough go of it on offense. Noah, what are you seeing out of this Harriton Rams offense that is encouraging, and what do you think they still need to improve on?
Well, what's encouraging is they're at least trying to get in the paint. They're still playing physical. They're getting open looks. But on the other hand, they need to convert on those looks. You know, Big Dan just had a three in the corner, didn't go, and there's been multiple of their shots where they've had, you know, really good looks, open looks, and they just missed. So that also explains the 28 points that they have.
And it's been, as you can maybe tell,
The absence of
quite
the herd.
quiet here. So you can really feel the
And if
absence of the herd
You've been catching a
during
lot of
timeouts.
these live sports games, not just here at Harriton, but in general. Crowds are absent, limited fans, if anything.
No
But
artificial noise.
No fan base is as cheerful for their team as the Harriton herd. And we got evidence of that. There's Belcher.
A little
up
appearance from
inbound,
the
trying to
girls
find
basketball
Masterman.
team coming in to support the Rams, who are down 31 points.
Here's one from the corner. Off the mark, that's an air ball, pulled down. Here's one, here's Sammy, collides and
Turns the
turns
ball
the ball
over.
right over. That's Jalen Shippen. Shippen at the wing.
Yeah.
Shippen trying to get one from 10. No good. And here is
Some nice
number
team
22,
defense there
Henry Bard.
from the Rams, not allowing them to get. Oh,
Phil Cook slams that one down. 9 points for him. Here's Nick Masterman. Masterman kicks to Jack Stevens. Immediate turnover off the fast break. There's Jalen Shippen. Masterman gets
with
the block.
Nice play there by Masterman.
Stevens again in the wing. Kicks to Sammy at the wing. Trying to surge. Zigzagging up and rolls off the rim. That is
Going to the
Sammy.
line for two there.
He's got 2 on the day. He's 1 for 1 shooting. Now Sammy looking his first free throws of the day.
Davison taking a seat for the ace. Oh, about to.
Patience for Sammy. That one falls. He's now got 3. And in comes Mike Rinaldi, number 20, subbing out for Nick Masterman.
And for the aces, number 10, Peter Gribben coming in.
Didn't he also play in that league of yours?
J-ball.
Yeah, J-ball.
I do not believe so.
Oh.
Great hustle there by Sammy to keep the possession with the Rams.
Sammy to inbound. Sammy to Belcher. Belcher deep wing. And he kicked. Here is Sammy. He's got it on the wing. Lower Merion defense playing heavy. They're up 61-29.
Nate Johnson in the corner, looking to do something
That's
with
your
it.
guy right there, Nate Johnson.
I have played some basketball with him at South Ardmore, and you know the key to getting him productive is really bringing that aggression out of him, because you know once that gets started, he is a freight train that cannot be stopped, and you know.
Talking about Nate, correct?
Yes.
Yeah. Dude's an animal.
Correct. So.
Yeah, I believe I shared 10th grade chemistry with Mr. Nate Johnson.
Well, there you go.
Jalen Shippen.
Less than 30
Sam
seconds
Brown.
left now.
Here's Shippen, approaching 25 left of the third quarter. Shippen up against Sammy. Commanding lead for Lower Merion.
Looks as though they'll hold for one.
Peter Gribben.
The Rams bench trying to get him back in it, and it looks like Jalen Shippen will start it up.
Here's Shippen at the key, surging ahead. Here's Gribben, corner 3, off the rim, pulled down, and that one hits double zeros for the third quarter. And the Lower Merion Aces up 61-29, as we will come back right here for the fourth quarter on HHS TV. Thanks for tuning in, guys.
Stick around.
begin play in the fourth quarter. Lower Merion ball to begin play in the fourth.
Welcome back to the Ferg Dome here for the fourth quarter. Rams down 61-29. Here is Sammy to inbound.
A little confusion here as to whose ball it is. The Rams almost got away with a free layup.
And now
Very
here's
close.
Number 14, Luke Vaughn to inbound. Luke Vaughn kicks to Peter Gribben. Gribben surging to the key. Here is Lilly. Up and in. Greases the cylinder. Demetrius Lilly's got 15.
And I don't believe that that was Demetrius
Never
Lilly.
mind. Sammy. Got it. Here's Sammy.
Rams
It's
swinging it
Belcher.
around here,
Belcher
trying to
that's
create
a teardrop. That was-
with the and one.
Here, Reed Belcher's got 10. Now Reed Belcher will shoot.
Interesting choice here from head coach Greg Downer of the Aces to sit Lilly, his best player, for the start of the fourth quarter.
Belcher misses. Yeah,
I
Reed
think
Belcher
it might have
misses.
to do with the 32-point lead
Peter
they
Gribben.
have.
You know what? I'm getting the suspicion that it might have something to do with
Yeah.
that.
Trying to preserve him.
Backdoor cut
Gribben.
from Gribben. Doesn't go there, but they do get the foul.
We're approaching 7 minutes here. A minute into the fourth quarter. Gribben. Here's one from the corner. Off the mark. Pulled down by LM22, Henry Bard. He draws it.
Good hard foul there from Nate Johnson. That's what you're going to get. Great physicality, way to send him to the line. No free buckets in Nate's paint.
Henry Bard.
And again, if this were the Sixers game, and
We're going to get those
oh,
fronts.
nope. We are not going to get those small fries with that Frosty.
Henry Bard is 5. And Bard, good on the second. He's got 6.
I believe Henry Bard is committed to Duke for lacrosse, actually, so he is a multi-sport athlete.
Is that
A
correct?
couple of these.
Listen, I know what I saw on Instagram.
Is that right? Harriton
Well-
also has a couple multi-sport athletes, I believe. I believe Jack Stevens also plays baseball.
That is correct.
What the?
Ball is going to be staying with the Rams here. And Coach Rappaport has a few of his starters in.
And here's Belcher up high inbound. There's Blake. He's got it. Blake in the shallow corner. That one immediately turned
Masterman
over right
with
there.
the turnover.
And here's Peter Gribben down the court at the wing. Back to Gribben, working up against Sammy at the key. Travel.
Travel there. I wonder if he gets extra miles with that travel.
Oh, that's a new one.
Classic Eli.
Reed Belcher. You should tell that one to Gesture. Well, that one I guess wouldn't work. You need some other jokes. I got a couple jokes for you after the game that you can tell to her. There's Sammy. He immediately turns it over.
Both teams playing with a lot of heart here. You can
Deep down the court.
sense
That's a
the hustle.
baseball pass. Peter Gribben. Down low. Want to work up. Ball's tipped. Right back to Luke Vaughn. Vaughn able to regain. Orbiting. Vaughn across the court. Here is a trifecta. Off the rim, pulled down by Belcher. Here is Belcher across the logo at the wing. And now at the key is Blake. Blake to Masterman, he's in the corner. And now working up hard against Sam Wright. Belcher loses it. Back to Blake.
Masterman picks it back up.
It was ball, and that one ruled out. Lower Merion gets it.
You know, it's definitely an encouraging sign, though, from this Rams team that they are willing to get down on the floor to get any possible possession that they can. That's really the sign of a team with heart, and that has been true for this entire game, which is really an encouraging sign for this Rams team.
Absolutely.
Every possession matters.
Of
Going
course.
for Sam Wright with it at the wing. Here's Peter Gribben. And fighting for the ball. Nick Masterman tries to dive on it. Harriton able to create that. And again, Harriton High School carrying on some of their struggles from the first half, but it's been an absolute battle. These two teams are going at it, and they will always go at it. Big rivalry. Reed Belcher across the logo. Takes to Jack Stevens. There's Rinaldi. He finds Blake, who finds Belcher in the corner.
Foul there on Vaughn.
I went to middle school with Luke Vaughn.
I also, in fact, went to middle school with Luke Vaughn, 7th grade science.
Reed Belcher at the line.
Welsh Valley was quite the ride, wasn't it, Eli?
Quite the ride indeed.
You guys are both in Artifacts, right?
Yes.
Wow.
We were indeed. And we see Coach Greg Downer taking the time out there, trying to talk things over with his team. Interesting what he's thinking about with them as they are up 34.
Approaching 2 minutes and 50 seconds left of the game.
And
with 7 fouls.
it'll be interesting to see the lineup that Rappaport goes with coming out of this timeout. We see him start to sort of empty his bench, but let's see with what lineup he goes with.
It's important for all these guys who are getting in the game now to get these reps in. And I think that's what both coaches are thinking about, kind of treating this like a practice. Game's probably over, but got to get everybody reps with the offense and defense.
Back to the line is Reed Belcher. That one falls. Reed Belcher's got 11 on the day. Here's another. That one is good. Make it 12. Belcher, a sophomore.
Still picking up the full court press here for the Rams.
Absolutely. And Gribben was open, and he gets it right at the corner. Number 12, Connor McCabe. Here's one from the corner for McCabe. It's a trifecta. 3 points for Connor McCabe, and the LM bench going crazy after that one. Here's Blake to Rinaldi.
And the charge taken there by Vaughn. And this.
So is it true that this Harriton team last year, Big Mike Tabasso had, 5 charges against LM last year?
5 charges taken. I believe that set a school record. And it looks like number 30, Daniel Novick, in for the first time in this game. Daniel, before the game, he was talking to me. He said that this team was excited for this game. He knew that it was going to be a great matchup. And he said that the team was going to play with a lot of heart. And with a lot of heart, this team did play.
Here's Gribben. Taking up 3. McCabe again. Off the rim. McCabe able to pull his own rebound. Here's Luke Vaughn from the corner. Trifecta. It falls. Luke Vaughn has his first 3 of the day. It's good to see Mr. Novick on the court today. Here's Stevens at the top. Stevens to Novick. Novick now at the wing. Here's Stevens at the key. Stevens trying to direct Novick to the other side of the court, and that one immediately falls, but Harriton retains. Jack Stevens to inbound. Never mind. Jack Stevens will not inbound.
And Rinaldi comes out, so officially no Harriton starters in for them for this game.
Blake on the sideline telling his players to finish strong. Clearly, he's one of the leaders of this team.
It's Alec Raphael with the ball. He gets his first playing time here. Stevens with a nice bounce pass. Raphael in the corner. Here's a corner. That one no good. Off the three, it graces the net.
Little jumpy
40
there,
seconds.
I think.
Now with it is Justin Pohl. Here's a corner three off the rim, pulled down by 14 Luke Vaughn. Vaughn's got it. He's got three on him. And here is Connor McCabe again. He's already got a three. Here is Teddy with it. Kicks all the way over to the left corner. And Nate Johnson able to block it away. There goes Johnson. He's got the red face mask. You can notice him. Johnson across the logo. Alec Raphael. 7 seconds. Novik's got it. 4 seconds. An immediate turnover. And one. Trying to beat the buzzer, and that's gonna do it here, folks. For this game, final score 71-33, and a complete opposite affair of what we saw last year. Turnovers for Harriton, and both teams each finished with 7 fouls as the clock hit double zeros. And that will probably do it. You guys don't have anything else to say?
Quite a contrast from when the clock hit double zeros at this time last year. If you recall, as I'm sure you recall, the famous shot by Marcus Bradley Lowry put the Harriton Rams over the edge, to beat this LM team. And the fact that this year was such a stark contrast, I think shows the impact that those seniors had. Not a single one of the starting lineup from last year returned this year, so that really hurt this team. And it showed here tonight, especially with this LM team not losing too many seniors and being prepared for this game. And it showed in the score.
Leading scorers, Demetrius Lilly finished with 15 on the day for Lower Merion. Reed Belcher finishes with 12 for the Harriton Rams.
Going forward, Noah, what did you see that was encouraging from this Rams team that you want to see them improve on going into next game?
Well, at the end of the game, they were still playing hard, so it's always good to see the team staying determined. Blake Beauvais on the sideline was telling his players to finish strong, and I think they can learn from this loss, and moving forward in the season, they can take what happened today and figure out what
That should do it for our HHS TV broadcast. That's Eli Feldman. I'm Jason Wexler. Joining at the left of your screen, that's Noah Zeller. Thank you all for tuning in, and we will catch you for Ramley Feud coming, hosted by the one and only Eli Feldman.
One of the rounds,
One of the rounds by Eli Feldman, the great Eli Feldman.
Thanks for tuning in. We'll see you then.